Café Anyway. Okay, here we are.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 2756. It is Mike Matthews here at Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I'm singing to you because I do that at the beginning of every show. And I've been doing that for a long time. And I've been singing, I've been cool. And I know that you could probably pop in a CD and listen to that. Oh wait, it's not 1993. I guess you can't. They don't have any place for you to put CDs now in cars.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
My car does. You know what I'm listening to right now? Peter Wolf.
Mike's
Who's that?
Daily
Did you ever
Podcast.
hear a song from the Jake Giles Band?
Yeah.
And here, My Blood Runs Cold, My Memory Has Just Been Sold, Angel is a Centerfold, which is not that video has not aged well. Not at all. It's a bit creepy, very creepy, and I'm ashamed that was a video that was huge on MTV. Nobody even thought that might not be creepy. Humongously creepy, but at any rate, that's part of 80s music video history. I know you're going to talk to a 50-year-old today who's going to tell you, oh, MTV videos were the best. They weren't. They were horrible. Most of them were just yuck. But Jake Giles Band also had Freeze Frame and other songs. Then Peter Wolf did his solo thing. He did a couple solo albums. I was in a restaurant in Nashville called Noshville. It was a deli. It was one of the few delis you could find in Nashville. I was there with my ex-wife, and we're sitting there, and I'm listening to this voice in the booth behind me. It was funny because the place was empty except for my ex-wife and I, and then the people sitting next to us, two guys. And I turn around at one point, try not to be creepy, and turn around. I go, oh my gosh, that's Peter Wolf sitting behind me. It's gotta be because...
And here's today's podcast picture.
It sounds like him. It looks like what he would look like this is 2009. And then I realized, I read in the paper that he was performing with Kid Rock at a concert in Nashville the day before. And I'm thinking, oh, I should have talked to him. It's always those moments when you meet someone, when you run into some famous person, maybe a person you always wanted to meet. And the first thing in your mind, you go, wait, I don't want to bother them. I'm not ready for this. This can't happen. I don't know what to say. I'm just going to walk away. And then you're like, oh no, I had the opportunity the only time. The late great Basil the Boxer did not meet Peter Wolf. But he was kind of like a wolf, Basil the Boxer. He would growl and he had sharp teeth, but he didn't have as much fur as a wolf. That's why I liked him. I didn't have to sneeze all the time.
The word of dog.
No, there were many reasons to enjoy Basil the Boxer, but the podcast picture is of a beautiful sunset happening in Fremont. This picture taken recently.
Magnification.
Hey, everybody, let's be definitive in our speech. Okay, I am telling you now that it is time to talk again about streaming, like we did on the last podcast, but streaming is the thing. And in a sense, you're listening to this through a streaming service on one of the podcast sites. Thank you for doing that, by the way. But Netflix did really well. Their stock price jumped almost 10% after adding 13 million subscribers during the quarterly period, the last one at the end of last year. Netflix now has 260.8 million paid subscribers, which is a record for Netflix. Remember back when they were renting out DVDs, they'd mail them to your house, and then you kept it as long as you needed to. No fees for keeping it for a long time. But you didn't get a new DVD until you sent it back. It was a brilliant idea. It was their way of not taking up a lot of warehouse space with all the DVDs. because, oh, wow, those DVDs, they weigh nothing. And when you got a lot of them, they weigh a lot. That's a lot of plastic. Now they've completely ended that part of their company. They did that last year. Netflix reported income of close to $938 million versus the $55 million in the prior year period. That's insane. They went from 55 to $937 million. Rivals in the streaming space have struggled to reach profitability. As we were discussing, Peacock streaming service from NBC not doing so, but they're doing better, but not losing as much money, but still losing money. So rivals have been cutting down on content spread. Netflix said it would stream the popular WWE Raw, but that's not till next year. And it is their biggest step yet to get into live entertainment. Their advertising-based plan earlier last year now has more than 23 million global monthly active users. That is up 15 million. What? Oh, wow. So it's 15 million in November, and now it is up to 23 million. Okay. That's very nice. I know somebody that works there, and they are quite happy, and they go off walking in the redwoods. They love redwoods, and we got a lot of those in the Bay Area. So what we also have a lot of in the Bay Area is colleges. Yes. And when I got to the Bay Area about 15 years ago, I thought, hey, I need to go back to school and learn some more stuff, because basically I graduated from UC Santa Barbara in 1990, and a lot of things have changed in the world. I could take a couple classes. Then I found out that, if I were to take a class right away without living in California for at least a year, I would have to pay way more because they would consider me an out-of-towner. Don't know if that's still the case now, but so I waited for about a year and a half, and then I was able to get into the local community college called Chabot, named after Anthony Chabot. And it's a weird word, Chabot. When I would come to the Bay Area and hear people say Chabot, I'd be like, what kind of bow is a Chabot? Is that some kind of weird archery? As we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
Anyway,
the last place on earth, we have the Lake Chabot in Podcastro Valley. So for the first time ever in over a decade, more students are choosing to go to college.
The Daily Haley. The almost Daily Haley.
whoa!
Mike's Matthewsman Park.
The front panel will close automatically. Please remain seated at all
Because
times.
undergraduate enrollment rose over 1% in the fall last year, a gain of roughly 176,000 students. This is 3 years after the COVID pandemic. There are still more than 1 million fewer students enrolled in college. Students are opting for shorter term degrees and more vocational programs at the expense of a 4-year degree.
And now we return you to our regularly scheduled program with Mike Matthews.
So if you go with a private university, it's about 42,000. If you go with a public school, but if it has to be in-state, that's only 10,000. Well, 10,662. A private school is 42,162. Now, if you want to go out of state, though, and go to a public school, it's still less than a private school, 23,630. Concerns over rising costs are causing more young adults to consider their plans after high school, reconsider them. 98% of families say financial aid is necessary to pay for college. 98%.
Magnification.
Bachelor's degree holders generally earn 75% more than those with just a high school diploma. And there it is. That's why people still go to college. Finishing college puts workers on track to earn a median of $2.8 million over their careers. If you only had a high school diploma, that is decreased by over 1 million.
Mike's out of left field recordings.
Recording everything captures actions that will never again be repeated.
And I went to college and I got sucked into all kinds of stupid movements and things and beliefs, and you're dumb. You're young and dumb. And I'm not going to say the rest of that expression, that saying, but it's true. You're just very naive. Hopefully you want to learn. Hopefully you don't disrespect your elders and think, oh, I know everything, which seems to be a lot of people in the generations after mine. I know everything already. I don't need to learn anything else. Well, what they call is the real world smacks you in the face, and not the television show, but the real world, real world. Okay. eBay has cut 10,000 jobs. Crazy. That's roughly 9% of their workforce as the online marketplace struggles to grow. And then, if you turn on this new iPhone setting to protect your money and your photos, Apple's stolen device protection, that is in the iOS 17.3, it can protect your phone if it gets stolen along with your passcode. Interesting to note.
Ginormous.
Okay, so Microsoft rose more than 1%, setting its market value above the $3 trillion level for the first time, but then they let a bunch of people go. We were talking about that in the last podcast. And Microsoft joins Apple as the only two companies with a total market cap above that size of $3 trillion. Now, they let people mostly go in their gaming division.
The Marco Minute. The Marco Minute.
As we are looking out about the things, the scenery, and the cool stuff.
The Cutting Corners Corner.
The Cutting Corners Corner. Your Café Anyway, in the last place on Earth. In the land of Ameritopica.
A fine article.
You silly, great, fat article.
A bit of topic is maybe leaders won't ever do this again. But this is from Bloomberg. The leader known as Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin's decision to use emergency legislation to quell the Freedom Convoy protests that gripped downtown Ottawa and border crossings in 2022 was not justified, the Federal Court of Canada has ruled. The court's statement marks a blow to Trudeau's government. Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland said the government will appeal. The Canadian Civil Liberties Association, the Canadian Constitution Foundation, and other groups had challenged the government's use of the law to end the protest and freeze the bank accounts of people affiliated with it, arguing it was necessary and unconstitutional. The protesters were opposed to COVID-19 restrictions and vaccine mandates. So maybe that is not the way to go in the future.
We love you, Mike.
Amazon has created a new show where Satan is God's victim. This according to the Christian Post. Amazon Prime. Oh gosh, and I have Amazon Prime. They prompted backlash on social media for rolling out a trailer for a new animated series that suggests the angels of God are heartless while sympathetically portraying demons like Lucifer and his mythological lover Lilith. Is that what they named the Lilith Fair after? Wow, Sarah McLachlan. And I went to your concert in San Jose at the big stadium there, S&P Center thing. On my well, it doesn't really matter anyway because that marriage didn't last. But for my bachelor party, the best man took me to see a Sarah McLachlan concert. That's right.
You will travel into the incredible universe.
So that was a pretty tame bachelor's party. But still, the lady that brings us the Lilith Fair, or brought us the Lilith Fair, for shame. The clip closed by suggesting that heaven was threatened by the growing power of hell, leading its forces to make the annual heartless decision to send an exterminating army to ensure hell and sinners could never rise against them. Well, have we just run out of material to talk about, or to make movies about, or to make action? They make action stuff out of everything. Between Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Max. Good heavens. It's gotten so out of hand. Is this also, what is the deal too? Like people thinking that Saddam Hussein, no, not Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden was misunderstood, and he was actually a good leader and a good man, and
Woo!
George W. Bush was mean to trying to attack them after 9/11 happened. Just what is going on? New Jersey has found that banning single-use grocery bags has led to triple the amount of plastic bags in landfills. What? This from Fox News. Plastic consumption in New Jersey spiked by nearly 3 times following the state's implementation of a strict ban on single-use plastic shopping bags. New Jersey implemented a ban on single-use plastic bags in 2022, the strictest ban on bags in the nation at the time, billing it as an effort to cut back on the plastic one-use bags piling up in landfills. Instead of having the intended beneficial impact on the environment, the reusable bag ban has actually backfired. Data reported in the study shows the plastic consumption in the state has nearly tripled, with New Jerseyans previously consuming 53 million pounds of plastic before the ban, compared to 151 million pounds following the ban.
The Fascinating Material Project.
The FM Project. The FM Project. The FM Project.
Magnification.
You can still get single-use plastic bags here in California at the store. You walk into the store, oh, I forgot to bring my reusable bag. Well, you get the new plastic bag and pay 10 cents for it. Or a lot of people lie and they don't pay 10 cents if they're doing the self-checkout. But what happens is, what the point of that bag, and they don't really stress this enough, is that plastic bag, and it's written on the plastic bag, it says you can use that bag again. And the whole point of getting that plastic bag is, okay, you don't have a reusable bag. When you walked in the store today, you didn't have one, but now you have one. So don't just use this plastic bag once, use it again and again and again. I had to tell my girlfriend about that. Lovely lady friend was not understanding that, but that is what the point of that whole thing is. That's not going to catch on. People don't understand recycling. People don't understand that plastic bags can't be recycled. Even if you throw them in the recycle bin, they're not going to be recycled. They go straight to the landfill. It's not the right kind of plastic. You're supposed to use the plastic bag you just bought for 10 cents. Use it again. Put it in your car, and when you leave the car, before you lock the car, make sure your key is in your pocket before you lock it. And before you walk away, get those bags, Jose. What? No way, Jose? Oh, that's terrible. Look who's here. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing? Answer Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what. What? What if I want to use a bag that is like a canvas bag that's very nice, and I use this canvas bag when I go out, and it's very economically and environmentally friendly. Tell you what. What? What if I do that? Well, then that's beyond perfect. It better not be beyond meat, because that's gross. It is not. But yes, I had this conversation with someone the other day. All this talk about beyond meat. It's like plants that we're taking the plants and making them look and taste like meat.
Hey, kids.
Why'd just not eat meat?
It's me.
The point is, if you're anti-eating meat,
don't read me the clown.
Then just stay away from anything that is meat or looks like meat. Go into this other world of enjoying squash and kale and green beans and all your little beans and your little lentils and all the other things you can eat, and enjoy that. Don't try and make one thing look like another. When I eat a salad, I don't try and make the lettuce look like a burger. I know it's a salad, so I eat it. And don't douse it with a bunch of fattening fat ranch dressing, blue cheese, even though it's delicious. When you do that, now you've added all kinds of fat, I guess you're still a vegetarian, but now you're clogging up your arteries with all kinds of trans and unnatural fats and whatnot. The point is, why? Why are we trying to make something look like something else before we eat? It's marketing is what it is. That's the only reason why we buy it, is because it looks like something else. Maybe we should trick our brains. Maybe we should ask the question, why are we trying to trick our brains? I think I'm making the point, but maybe not. Look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make delicious root beer. Have some right now.
I can't wait to have some. Oh, this looks so good. What's in there?
Ranch dressing.
I knew it. Oh, root beer ranch dressing. That's a time that will never come. Or it's not on the horizon at all. Maybe it is. Do you have any other good ideas or ways to make this point I'm making make it better? Try and make it better. Call this number.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
The name of Aerosmith's greatest hits is Oh Yeah! Ultimate Aerosmith hits, if you didn't know. And with more things you didn't know, and with more ways to find out stuff about me you didn't know, and to go to that spot that's on the web where you can find out stuff about Mike's Daily Podcast, here is A-Frame to tell you all the particulars.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!